Folks, today I had a chance to interview this amazingly positive person, Rohini Krishnamurthy. She transformed herself from a nurse to data analyst. In between, she was also a mom with career break. She used this career break as an opportunity to prepare herself for the data analyst role. She taught herself the necessary tools, she found her own way, and she cracked the interviews. Now she is a data analyst. I asked her questions to uncover the entire process in an unfiltered way so that you can learn from her journey. She gave out a lot of practical tips and mental models that you can use if you are a person with career break and especially if you are a mom. So let's get into the interview. Okay, Rohini, thanks for joining this call. So you
Thank
know that
you.
getting a job itself is a very difficult journey, right? So there is a start
Mm-hmm.
line and finishing line. There are many people with a career break, moms with a career break. They want to
Mm-hmm.
reach the finishing line like you did,
Mm-hmm.
but they
Mm-hmm.
are confused. What is the starting line? Can you tell where you started?
Okay, so during the maternity break, the first 2 years, I didn't start anything. I didn't start preparing or anything. So I was completely with my son, like having fun and making the most of it. When he's completed 2 years, I thought that I have to look into roles which I'd like to work on. So I was going through various roles and saw a YouTube video where he's from a sales domain and he cracked an interview as a data scientist. So that was the first time I heard something about data scientist. So I wanted to look into that more. So I came across the YouTube channel Code Basics, your channel, of course, and you have very clear roadmap on how to become a data analyst in a 6-month period or 3-month period. I'm not sure. So that has a very clear, brief things on where to start and the links, everything. So I went through each and everything, and it says we have to start with Excel, if I'm not wrong, statistics, Excel, Python, SQL, and visualization tools. So I went through that, and one of the other video I came across was Sundar Scarlett. She's a data science lead at Google. So she also suggests that those from the non-tech background has to start with statistics and Excel. So usually most of the people make mistakes starting with Python, since they don't know coding. They think they are able to do the coding. So these both channels were very clear. Code Basics and Sundar Scarlett's channel was very clear. You have to start with statistics and Excel first. So I
Yes.
started with statistics in Khan's Academy. And with the help of Khan's Academy, I learned few basics concepts. But the thing was, I already had a subject, business statistics, in MBA. So I did pretty well in that subject. And I already knew few concepts like ANOVA, everything.
Okay.
And yeah, so in next I came to Excel. Excel I studied using another YouTube channel. I availed all the free avenues which are available
Yes.
in media. So I used another YouTube channel called Alex the Analyst YouTube videos. I did my projects, two of my projects, dashboard videos are, I have to thank him like anything. I've tried to connect with him through other medias, but I was not able to. But I did two of my projects, Excel projects, seeing his videos. And Laila Garani, another YouTube media channel, and her channels for all the basic concepts. I also enrolled myself in a course, Excel course in Coursera, which was a free course. I availed the financial aid available. I sent them a mail asking for financial aid since I was not working. So
Okay.
availed that, and I did my course on Excel. So these three, I finished my Excel part, my project, and theory. I mean, I was very sure I wanted to know the basics also, the theory also, because it's not fair for the people who have done 4-year engineering course, who have sat all through all the things and learned something from basics. And it's not okay for me to expect a job just doing a project. So I was very sure I wanted to learn all the basics first.
That is wonderful.
And yeah, and one thing is, I had the privilege of time, that I should say,
Okay.
which many do not have. I had the privilege of time and support from my family, so I was able to do it. And statistics, Excel, thus I finished, and the next thing came Python. So I was very skeptical to learn coding, but I was thinking I have to try it for sure. So what I did is I enrolled a course again in Coursera, again a financial aid. They were kind enough to offer a financial aid, so I availed that, and I did a Coursera course on Python. So I learned all the basics, but I learned the coding part using Python tutorials from Code Basics. Dhaval sir was explaining very well. So it was easy for a non-tech background person to understand. So I learned using his tutorials, and I did my three projects I did in Python. Actually, I enjoyed doing it coming from a non-tech background.
Yes.
I one web scraping project and one data cleaning, data analysis project, seeing Jovian YouTube channel.
Okay.
So yeah, so I took from WHO, since I come from a healthcare experience. So
Okay.
I took from WHO website, I took under 5 mortality rates, and I did an analysis on
Okay.
that using Python.
Sorry to
Yeah,
interrupt. Can you pause
no,
for a
no,
second and
yeah,
talk
sure.
about your background? Because you said you enjoyed the projects, right? You
Yes,
love the
yes,
projects with Python,
yes,
especially it
yes,
was coming from healthcare domain. So can you
yes,
tell a little bit
exactly.
about your background?
Yeah, sure. So I did my BSc honors in nursing. So it's a 4-year course, and I did that. And post that, I worked in 2 years in India in a reputed hospital in Chennai, and 2 years I worked in Saudi Arabia under Ministry of Health. So it's kind of their government hospital. So
Okay.
I was working there. Yeah. So as a nurse, I was working for around 4.5 years. So I was not able to bear the physical strain and the environment there. So I felt like I wanted to relaunch my career into corporate industry, and that was not an easy decision at all. Also, I wanted to say why I took this. My parents hadn't gone to college, and I didn't have much exposure or any mentor or guidance to know what kind of courses are available in the market,
Yes.
and anything, nothing at all. So nursing, I was in Kerala that time, so nursing was the one opportunity where you could go abroad and earn a pretty good pay. So my father was working as a sales assistant in a textile company, so I knew that post 12th, after 3 or 4 year course, I have to shoulder him. uh, yeah, so I had to do that. So that's why I chose that course, and I was doing pretty well. I was awarded the best employee both at both the places. I was doing pretty well, but the physical strain I was not able to manage. So I thought and also I knew that I had a knack of learning things. I could learn things. I knew that was my strength. So once you discover your strength, and also once you accept your weakness, yeah, I would say it will be easy for you to go through whatever comes.
Yeah.
So that's my experience. And yeah, post which I did my MBA, as I said, to relaunch my career into corporate. And MBA was in HR and recruitment. So I wanted to re-establish my career. So I just grabbed the first opportunity available. Again, I didn't have much of anyone to tell me what kind of roles are available. So again, I was working as a recruiter, and I had to take a break, and the break extended. That 1 year was the time I got for myself to go through to explore what are the courses or
Yeah.
what are the roles available and
Okay.
what would match my skills. Yeah.
Okay, that's when you came back to the data analyst role. So
Yeah,
basically,
yeah.
when you were doing MBA or on HR and recruitment, you were not having idea that you wanted to be.
Yeah, HR and marketing. I didn't have any idea of where to go. I didn't have a proper vision to
Okay.
say. So only during the break, doing the projects I enjoyed, and it was very satisfying. So I knew that this is something I have to work on.
So it is right to say that the career break helped you in finding you the right
Yes,
role.
exactly. For me, in my case, that's very true. Yeah.
So two things I found that you did in the right way is like to have that clarity. See, you had a break. You
Mm-hmm.
wanted to start. You decided, or you thought that you will start as a data analyst, but
Mm-hmm.
you had the base clarity. You know where to start.
Mm-hmm.
For example,
Mm-hmm.
most people would start learning machine learning and things like that. Like because
Okay,
it's
okay,
attractive, data scientists and all those things, they get very attracted towards that, and they start learning
okay.
machine learning, and which is not good. But in your case, we're very clear that you want to learn Excel and statistics, the basic
Yes,
statistics, which is a
yes.
very good decision that you have done. I would
Mm-hmm.
absolutely say that that's a good
Yes.
decision that you have done, and that's what has
Again,
given the good base.
Uh, okay, sorry to interrupt. I learned from the best people. So Dhaval sir has also suggested the same, and Alex also from Alex the Analyst has suggested the same. Not to go overwhelm yourself with complicated technical things when you are not from that background. So I learned from the best. So credit goes to you people, and thank you for doing it. Yeah.
No, that's amazing. Thanks for giving credit to all these people who have helped you and folks who are seeing this. There are a lot of videos currently on the internet saying that learn this, learn that, but it kind of overwhelms you. It kind of tells you like unnecessary things. But again, follow the right people who have the real experience in the industry, who have worked in this industry. Only they can suggest what exactly is needed for a data analyst, right? So that's again an important step you need to do when you are having a career break and want to start your career as a data analyst again. Okay, great. So when one thing is interesting is like a lot of people ask this question on the community post.
Mhm.
A lot
Mhm.
of moms, they struggle to manage the time. How much time you spend on a daily basis?
Okay, so me and my husband, we together have tried a lot of schedules, trial and error basis. Many hasn't worked out. It's not fair to say that it worked out for me. No, it didn't work out. I mean, it didn't work out. I usually one schedule I followed from 2 to 4. I used to get up mid in the night, I mean, early morning, and I used to try to study and get back to sleep. That didn't work out at all. Going back to sleep was not an easy thing for me. So that didn't work out. So, like that, many schedules and routines didn't work out. And the final one, which we stuck to and which worked out for us, was my son doesn't take afternoon naps. So early he gets up around 6 a.m. So we get along with him and we finish the chores around 9 a.m. Post which my son is a digi free kid, as in we don't give him mobile, we don't have TVs at home, and only during weekends, that too until 2 years we didn't expose him to any screen time. So post two, only during weekends we give him little screen time. Rest of the all the day I just give him few activities, completely toys, Montessori based toys. I'm into that kind of
Mhm.
things. So all activities, and we take him for nature walks. We involve him in all household chores, as in everything, simple things like helping in washing veggies and everything, simple things, everything.
Mhm.
And around afternoon, I get a little time to sit along with him with a laptop and work a little. So in the morning time and afternoon time, what I do is, the daytime when he's awake, I sit with him, he play, and I listen, put the headset and listen to all the YouTube videos where they teach how to all the basics and the projects. So I
Mhm.
take notes. So he knows I'm working. I'm not simply sitting with mobile, because I have to model him what I'm asking him to do. I can't
Wow.
ask him,
Yes.
yeah. So I used to sit with the pen and paper. I used to write all the notes. I have a lot of diaries in my home. So I used to write all the tutorial topics and I used to try that. And he sleeps around 7 p.m. Since he doesn't take any nap, he's an early sleeper. So sleeps around 7 p.m. So from 7 to 10:30 is my time where I try these projects, apply whatever I've learned in the morning, watching the videos and things. I do the projects. That doesn't mean I don't connect with my son. So whenever I connect with my son, that is more important to me than anything else. So whenever I go for a walk, I listen to the videos, and once I understand that he is looking for me for something, I immediately take it and connect with him. And yeah, so that's more important for me. And the videos, I have to say this: some videos, if it's slow, I increase the speed by 2 or 1.5, because I don't have much time to slowly, okay, what you're saying. No, I don't have time for that. So, two, I used to rush to listen,
Yes.
but I wanted to be sure I learned the basics first. So, this is how I do. So, again, morning 6 to 7, like this it goes. 7 to 10:30, 11. That's how much I extend, because the next day morning I have to, I cannot be cranky with my son. So,
Yeah.
I give enough sleep for me and also for him. So that's how I plan my day. I hope I answered the question.
Wow. Yeah, that's like Rohini, that's like a mom hack. That's like a
Okay,
mom hack. So
okay.
basically, you segregated. If I have to summarize to my understanding, you
Okay.
segregated into two parts, right? The first part is like when your son is active, he's awake. You
Yeah,
kind of listen to all the videos. So your son is
yeah,
also watching you. He understands that you are
yeah,
working, right? You are modeling
yeah.
that. And you took the second part where you can actually practice those projects, because we
Yes,
say it so many times, people who just watch or consume videos, it's not going to help. You have to practice, you have to sit and practice. So
yes,
when you watch the videos, you took the notes for your understanding, for your mental understanding,
yes,
theoretical
yes,
understanding, and for the practice, you did it when your son was sleeping. So basically, you
yes,
spent around 3 to 4 hours every day, and
yes,
and you
yes,
just had 2 hours of listening and 2 hours of practicing.
yes,
That's
exactly.
fantastic.
Yeah.
And you also
But
you listen to the videos when walking.
yeah, when going for walks in the park and all, I used to listen to the podcast. There are many podcasts
Yes,
into
yes.
data science and data analyst. I listen to that. And I have even listened to the videos without seeing. I used to listen it,
That is
and
good. That is good.
yeah, that's how. And Davel Patel's various book suggestions have helped me a lot. So I would suggest to all the parents or anyone who is undergoing a very hard
Yeah.
time, who are going through a hard time, books are the best friends you have got.
Yes.
So
Can you name
nobody else.
some of those books, Rohini, which has helped?
Okay, so yeah, Rich Dad Poor Dad was the first book I read, and that had helped me in many ways, really, because I'm very poor in saving. So that had helped me a lot. And
Mhm.
the next book is Atomic Habits, which
Yes.
Dawel has suggested. And the next book is Ikigai.
Yes.
And I then Secret. I don't know how many people believe in that,
No,
but
I
it
have
really
I've read
works
that in the
for
past,
me.
and Ikigai is
Yeah,
my favorite.
Secret.
Yeah. Thanks for mentioning
Yeah,
that.
and okay, and Lily Singh's Boss Say, there's one book called Boss Say. So how to be a boss say. So that's women can read it, I guess.
Yeah.
And also Letters from a Stoic. So that's another book. So these are the books which had really helped me a lot. And I would suggest book is your best friend. Nobody has the time to
Totally.
sit and encourage you or motivate
Yeah.
you all the time. So just get self-help is the best help. So that's
Fantastic.
what I would.
Well said.
Yeah.
So I'm getting your psyche, Rohini, what you were trying to do. So you were trying to
Okay.
get, some kind of solace during this time where
Mm-hmm.
you are not feeling like you don't have help or you don't have support, because a lot of people, have approached me on taking support or something, but you were the one, I told you, right? You were the one who really reached the finish
Okay.
line really fast. And I can
Mm-hmm.
see that I was very sure it is not because only because of those YouTube channels. It is not only because of
Okay.
what I told or what anybody told. I think it is
Okay.
mainly because of yourself. You were constantly looking out for getting help. You are constantly looking out for making yourself in the space where you are growing every day. So that's
Mm-hmm.
what I understand from your journey.
Okay, so I have to say something. As I said, many people in India are not privileged to get the guidance or mentorship, or at least are not skilled enough or don't have the experience in the particular industry to say this
Yes.
is what works out, this is what doesn't. But that doesn't mean you don't have the opportunities. You have to keep searching for it. You keep searching for it. I am very sure you are going to get it. Just have the patience and just keep searching, never give up. And also, as a parent, you should never give up in front of your kid, because the kids see you, and you take a rest, you sulk for a day, for a week, even for a month, it's okay, but don't get stranded there. Keep searching, get up and push yourself and do it. Yeah, that's what my mantra is. I do that. So
It's the biggest
okay.
motivation as a parent you can get, right? Like you don't give up in front of your kids. You
Yeah,
just show
yeah,
them the way.
sure.
You just show them there is a struggle out there,
Yes, yes,
but
yes,
you can get past the struggle and reach the
yes,
finish line.
yes.
Currently, I see the most parents see a challenge with the time, with support and all those things. But your
Mhm.
positive attitude is more like, yes, there is a challenge, but I want to show my son that even with the challenge, I can do it. So he can get
Yes.
this inspiration. Wow, that's really inspirational.
There is no person without a challenge. So,
Yes.
every
Good.
job, every person has
Good.
got a challenge.
Good.
You are
I'm
not
really
alone.
inspired by your approach to this, and
Oh,
that's
okay.
great. I think a lot of people are watching this. You people will get what Rohini is saying, right? Your kid is watching you, and you're going to show them the way. That's the biggest motivation, right? Like what else can be?
Yes.
Great.
And also, one more thing, Hemanand, I have to
Yes.
say, you have to fill your own cup first. So that's when I did this, all this research, and I studied these as a part of my self care. As in self me time, I dedicated for this, to do something for me, so that I can fill my cup first with all the satisfaction I get, so that I
Hmm.
can pour from that cup to my son. I can give that happiness to my son. So first fill your cup, then do rest for your kids or whoever. So once self care me time is very important. So however you utilize, that is your choice. I used it at this way, so it's up to you how you fill your cup, but take time for yourself.
Rohini, I see you as a person with really high emotional intelligence and a
Okay.
good outset for life. That's that's great. Okay,
Okay.
so another thing, talking about the practical things, right? Like resume
Mhm.
plays a major role. Your resume, your
Mhm.
LinkedIn profile plays a major role, and a lot
Okay.
of questions were again asked around resume. How did you prepare your
Mhm.
resume, coming from a different background with a career gap? What kind of things you added and customized in your resume so that
Mhm.
hiring manager look into your resume? What are the things you did?
Okay. So the first resume I prepared was very simple. It was with all my previous experience, everything very elaborate and things. But when I started applying, I didn't get any calls at all. So the thing is, it's like you on the way you have to make lots of corrections. Doesn't mean first resume will work out, it will never work out. So what I did is I followed someone in LinkedIn. She suggested me to try something called Novo resumes. So I using Novo resume, I updated my resume again. I have connected with many people through LinkedIn, but you have responded. I respect the boundaries and limits they have. So few have responded. Out of the few, you reviewed my profile and gave me few suggestions, so that I took into account. And another one person reviewed my profile, and she said all the projects you have to list it first, like
Hmm.
immediately when they see the profile they have to see the project. So I listed it as individual projects clearly that I did on my interest. So all the projects I've listed, and all the academic qualifications I have listed. And the last, because since the experience which I had prior, that wasn't relevant, I listed it last. And this was how I designed all the projects, individual projects. And one of the project I did in MBA was market research, so I listed that too as a guided project. Rest of all was were individual projects. And the recruiter was very much interested in my profile. This particular role I applied for internship, but
Okay.
after the first round, the way they thought I have what it takes for the
Mhm.
particular role, so
Yes.
they considered me for the permanent position.
Yes.
So the resume matters a lot, the projects really matters a
Okay.
lot. And
So
one more thing, sorry to interrupt.
no, no,
I
good.
had a various set of resumes, as in for business analyst, I had a set of resume
Yes.
where the skills which I had, it has to be projected in the in a way they have listed few responsibilities, right, and skills they want. So in that way, I have to tweak a little and make it ready. So I had set for business analyst, data analyst. I was into a clinical field, so I had a set for clinical data analyst where I elaborated the clinical experience I had. So
Yes.
that one, and that way, you, in case you are someone into other domains, you can take this role and combine and make a different set of resume for that. So
Exactly.
I had around 2 3 set of resumes for business analyst, research analyst, clinical data analyst, clinical research analyst. So yeah, I had
That is an
these.
excellent point. I was about to say the talk about the same thing. See,
Okay.
many people what they do is like they create one set of resume and try to use the same for everything. It is not going to work
No,
because
it
your
is.
resume is more like a answer paper for the question paper, which is the job description, right? So
Yes,
you did a good
yes,
job there. You already had like identified like four to different five kinds of roles that you can apply within the bigger boundary of bigger umbrella of data analyst. And
yes,
in a couple of resumes, the clinical data analyst and research data analyst, you also use your domain expertise. So you won't appear
yes,
like a
yes,
complete fresh. You have some domain expertise in healthcare and you are
yes.
using that. That is the smart way to do it. And folks like Rohini is a testimonial for that. So
Mm.
I've suggested this to many people that always have multiple resumes and treat your resume as an answer sheet to the job description, which means you will have different answers for different questions. One resume won't work for everything. It's not one size fits for all, definitely not. Please mind this and will definitely improve your chances of getting the interview calls. So talking about the chances of getting interview calls, Rohini, what is your application to call ratio? Like how many calls you got for 10 applications?
Okay, so I have applied a lot of positions in Naukri. I did not receive even a call in the first month apart from the fake and phishing calls. So
Okay.
I got a lot of fake calls, but I was
Yes.
not that desperate because this time I knew I had a vision. I cannot be hasty. I have few limitations. I have a kid at home, so I have to think all about that. So because I
Mhm.
was very clear on my goals, what kind of a job I need, what kind of a company, I mean, like work environment I need. I have it to be healthy. I want it a particular near in and around 5 kilometer radius from my house so that I can reach home soon.
Yes.
So I had all that sets of goals. So whenever I get fake calls, I know I'm not that desperate. So whoever trying as a fresher, they'll get a lot of fake calls. So
Mhm.
just not don't be that desperate to pay money, and
Yes.
that's not true.
Never
That's
pay
not
money.
going to
If you're paying
happen.
money, it's
Yeah,
fine.
yeah. So I, apart from that, I didn't get any calls. So I was really upset, and I did a lot of things to, tweak my profile. As I said, I updated and things, and I started apply on LinkedIn.
Hmm.
So in LinkedIn, I feel like a response was quick. I don't know. After a month, I got openings calls for MIS openings, because that is also, I thought, okay, once you enter into MIS, at least you get a hold on the data, and you will later on you can go to that role which you are looking for, aiming for. So, but still, I was not able to apply since it was far. And through LinkedIn, I applied for an internship role. So even for internship, I was ready. So I applied for one internship role. I got a call that didn't go as I thought. And this was my second call from LinkedIn, this job which I currently have.
Okay.
So yeah, so through LinkedIn, when you apply, you have to see how many applicants there are.
Yes.
So the fewer the applicants, the more chances you get. So
Yes.
within an hour of posting, or within a 2 hours of posting, if you apply sooner, you will get the chances are more. And also the skills, you have to align it with the responsibility and skills they require
Yes.
with your in your resume. You have to align in such a way, and you have to apply. So
Yes.
that's how I
Fantastic.
did.
Now you said that you got a job from LinkedIn. So did you have your LinkedIn profile updated, Rohini?
Yes, I had my LinkedIn. I am someone who refrained from sharing too much information on social media, so
Okay.
I don't share. But this time, I just went out there and I listed all the projects
Yes.
and
Yes.
everything. I said I even listed the career break. Seeing your profile, you had listed a career break, so why not me? Even Hemanand the Great has, listed. So I thought, okay, why not me? I also was not ashamed to say I had a
Yes.
career break, and I explained in that there clearly. During the career break, I did this and these. I was not sitting idle. I did these and these projects, and you can go to my GitHub profile. I had a GitHub profile too, so there all my projects were there, and I had a Kaggle profile. I had that link also, and I had written an article on how I went through each and every project. So that link also I had. So everything I had in LinkedIn already I was, and I was sending connections to who were they in these kind of roles, and whoever were able to connect back, I was able to
Yes.
get some kind of information from them. I was always on the receiving end, like getting information and guidance from people who were in that kind of
Yes.
role.
I want to take a second here, Rohini, and say something to people here, right? So, folks, if
Okay.
you're watching this, please make sure you have your LinkedIn profile updated because your online credibility matters a lot. You can see a live example here from Rohini that she not only got a job, even before getting the job, she got a lot of benefit by updating a LinkedIn profile. One benefit I can clearly say is she wrote me a message some months back that she has some questions around the resume, how to put a resume and all those things. And see, normally what I feel is like if someone asks me a question, if it is really clear, I'm ready to help anytime. But most of the time, people just say like I need help, but they don't say what help they need, and they don't really clearly say. In Rohini's case, she had a very clear questions. When I clicked her profile, I saw a very clear list of things like her projects and everything. So I was able to read all of that and able to give her very clear suggestions. So that is how your online credibility, your updating your LinkedIn profile helps. And even the recruiter, I'm sure, because if she's applying through LinkedIn, they must have seen a LinkedIn profile first. They must have seen her projects. They must have seen what all things that she has done. And the career break thing, of course, that's a good point you brought, Rohini. Like again, career break does not mean anything bad. It's not a learning break. Career break is not a learning break. You're still learning during that time, right? So if you see my profile or Rohini's profile, we have mentioned a career break. I was jobless for a time. That was not my fault, right? The market was bad and there were a lot of other reasons. So what I did is like during those 9 months, I worked a lot. I learned a lot. I listed all my learnings during the time. I'm sending a confident and positive vibe to the hiring manager. See, I didn't get a job. It's not my fault. But during the time, I wasn't lazy. I wasn't just sitting around. I was spending my time to learn. And if I had some health issues, it's not my fault. During the time, I did something what I can do. What matters is like you are giving your 100% all the time, right? There are many situations that are uncontrollable, that is beyond your limit, but that does not matter. What is in your control, if you're working on it or not, that matters to the hiring manager. So that's something, that's the biggest takeaway that you need to take off from this piece of conversation. Okay. So coming back, one more question I have on regarding your resume, Rohini, like, did you do any certifications?
Okay, so these are the two certifications I've done so far with regards to the this thing, data position. So I did one Coursera Python certification, just the basic Python certification, and one Excel certification from Coursera, both for free I have done. As I
Okay.
said, I
Yes.
requested the financial aid and I
Yes,
did.
yes, definitely. See, again, folks, like when you're a fresher, when you don't have any idea of what to do, right? Always go for the free resources. Always go for the free resources. There are enough resource on Code Basic channel, enough resources on so many channels that what Rohini mentioned. You don't have to pay, right? Already you're spending your time. Already you are doing a trial and error here. Do not pay now. So once you have some clarity after doing the first free resource, if you want to go further, then go for the paid resources. Or if you don't have time, you need a structured learning right from the start, then go for trusted people's paid resources. That is fine. That is up to you. If you're able to afford, if you're able to do that. But again, don't go for the ones that says 90% discount, or don't go for the ones that says that promises like 50 lakh package. These are fake scams. Don't do that. Don't spend your money on things like that. Do your own research. When you do enough research, you will be able to understand what are the legitimate sources out there. Okay, so you did this Coursera, courses, and what about the projects? Like you did, 3 or 4 projects in Python and a couple of projects
Mhm.
in Excel. So all those are guided projects, correct?
Yes, I saw the YouTube channels and I did these projects on my own.
Okay.
First, I watched how they do the project with their sample data sets. I also do with their sample data sets everything they say, and then I take my data set from all available free data sets available, and I apply all those. And even I apply my own, my
Yes.
own things on that and try to do. I did all the projects like.
Okay. So, folks, since we are sharing Rohini's resume, you can see what project she did exactly, and or you can also check her LinkedIn profile. I will attach it in the description. You can see the projects that she has done. So now this is a proof saying that hiring managers are okay with the guided projects. I've been saying this many times. It's just that how you mention the project, what are the learnings you did in the project. You have to mention it in a way that hiring managers get convinced that this person can also do this work in my office. That's the
Oh,
point. Okay. So now coming to the interview, right? So you got an interview based on the guided projects. Now coming to the interview itself, what were the questions asked around the project and how did you explain them?
okay. I had 3 rounds of interviews, which was into these projects, as in research and technical, mostly into research and what projects I have done. And in both 2 rounds, I had to explain each and every project, how I did, and what were the insights. They were mainly into insights. I did something, so what was the insight from the project you have gained? So I had to explain every project what insights I have got and
Mhm.
how I have derived, as in what I have done, what analysis I have done, and how I have derived. So this is how I explained my project into them. Yeah,
Great.
for them.
Yeah, for people who are watching this and who don't know what an insight is nothing but a derivation from the analysis which you can apply to the business. For example, let's say that you sold 10,000 products last year and 15,000 products this year, and your increase is 50%. 50% increase is a bigger insight, but you need a granular insight such as which product has got highest increase so you can produce it more, or which product has the lowest sales so you stop producing them. So that is a kind of insight which business can apply and save money and time, right? So as a data analyst, your job is not just to analyze the data, right? You also have to provide that tangible insight to the business so they can make decisions based on that. So once they can make decisions with your analysis and insight, they make money and you also make money. That's a very simple equation. Great. Okay. So and coming to a very important question I want to ask, like again, a lot of people fear career gap, right? It is because of the social stigma, especially in India. I've seen that even some of my hiring manager friends, they say that yes, they want to know why there was a career break, and they want to normally it is taken as a negative thing, right? Like you agree with that, like career break is taken as a negative thing in the hiring, in the companies. And so did I think your interview, probably your hiring manager was not like that, but
Mhm.
since still, did they ask any questions around the career gap and how did you answer them?
Okay, so they asked me regarding the career break, but they were very keen on what I did on the career break. I did these projects, these and these projects, and I was looking forward to working on this. So, what I did from my end, that was the most they focused on. Like, okay, she is working towards something which she needs. So, that means, okay, she has the potential. That's when my interviewer thought that okay, she has the potential and we could hire her for the permanent position, because I applied for only internship, as I said. But since they knew, even though I had a career break, I did these and these projects, and I had few connections through LinkedIn, and I was trying to revamp my profile and everything. So I was not sitting and feeling bad for my career break. I did something. So that's what they saw. The attitude is what many people see more than the skills, I'd say. So
Exactly.
even
It's like if during the career break, you were productive. If you're productive, if I'm a hiring manager, I would have thought like this. I'm seeing you during your career break. You were productive during your career break, and you were productive with an infant, like with a 1 year old infant. I think it's two year old, right? Your son was 2 year old at the time.
2 year, 2 year.
Yeah, 2 year old infant. I would just think how productive she will be when she comes to work. She will just kill it. That's how I will think, and that's very important. I mean, if you're a hiring manager watching this, please, I request you to consider career gaps as not a negative thing. It's not a negative thing. It's like someone has a situation, they were not able to work, continue their work, but during the time it is important what they have done, what they have learned, what kind of challenges they have taken. So even a person like I would personally say, if a person is facing health struggle and had a career break, right, they were not able to learn a lot, but I would generally ask what they were doing at the time. Even if it is not related to learning, if they were doing something related to anything that is related to progress, that is related to uplifting themselves, or even with health, someone has to uplift themselves, they have to do a lot of hard work. Even that you can consider, that mindset, that kind of hardening they have faced in life, that is also very important to consider, to hire a person. So that's a biggest takeaway, that if you are a person with career gap, do not worry, be confident, put it boldly on your LinkedIn profile that you had a career gap, and during this career gap you had a professional development, you had this learning. So put it boldly on your LinkedIn page. Okay, so that's good. I think, Rohini, we have solved most of the questions that people asked in the community group, and I've asked the questions that I need to ask you. Apart from this, Rohini, like just to wind up, would you give some general guidance and tips for people
Okay.
with career gap?
Okay. So I'd say during the career gap, first thing is explore, the role name is not just data analyst. There are many other roles which plays with data, which works with data, like analytics. There are many analytics roles. There are even research analysts who uses the data and do apply analysis and, gather the insights they need. So there are many other roles. So explore the roles. Even few business analysts work with data and do visualization and things. So doesn't mean the job role comes with data analyst name. So just explore what are the various other roles which is under the very big umbrella of data analyst, and look for the skills which they ask for, and try to build few projects on your own. And I would say avail all the free avenues available in the market, because there are nowadays many people are doing that. They take the time and effort to do that. So make use of that. Whenever you have an opportunity, make use of that, and apply those skills, and do a project and make your resume completely ready, and then start applying. And you will get definitely demotivated once in between. That's okay, that's normal. That means you are a human, that means you are not a machine. So you will definitely get, that's a part and parcel of job hunting. So okay, so building your resume, studying the basic skills, building the projects, it's a particular journey. Job hunting is a different journey. So
Yes.
both different. So you have to get ready for the journey mentally, and you have to do it. And you will face many rejections. Be ready for that. Sit and sulk for as I said, for a day, for a month, okay, but then again keep trying. You will definitely get it. I should say this, I didn't have any backup ideas. Once you have a backup ideas, you tend to give energy to that too. So I don't know, it worked for me. So as you said, one size does not fit all. So it's up to you to decide what works out for you, individual people.
Yes.
So you can just take the inspiration from other people, and get help from them within the boundaries and limits. You can't expect everyone to help you all the time. So um, understand all that, and keep trying. You are definitely going to get a job, and at least that's what I wish for. Like everyone who's job hunting, who are got in touch with me, I feel really bad, because I can understand what they'd be going through.
Yes.
And yeah, I really hope I could help them in some way, but I'm helping them in my
You're already
capacity. And
helping them, Rohini, by doing this interview, because there is a lot of insights here for people to
okay,
apply, and I can see that you have given some mental models as well for them to apply,
okay,
and the motivation as a mom, all those things
okay,
are really beautiful, and
okay.
that's great. So please continue. Sorry.
No, that's it. That's what. Keep trying, and you are going to crack it. Yeah, you will crack it. Just have that attitude. And I'm sure many doesn't have the privilege of time or family support I had. As in, I had my husband was my rock. Like he supported me a lot, and that is very important. Sometimes it doesn't matter actually for wives. I don't know how husbands so like it doesn't matter if they support or not, but it's nice to have that support, really. So I understand many doesn't have that privilege, but though you can do it, you are enough for yourself, so have that attitude.
I,
And
I personally feel, Rohini, that matters a lot. In fact, I
okay.
feel that, in fact, I feel that is everything. And
Okay.
so if you're a husband watching this, please support your wife if she's having a
Yeah.
career break to get her back to work. It is
Yes.
very important that you, as a partner, give your 100% unsolicited support at this moment, because without your support, what she can do? Like it's like even its support does not mean you share a
The
work or
moral support, the
exactly the
moral
moral support.
support is very
Yeah,
important. Yes.
yeah. I mean,
Because in, okay, so one more thing I have to say, in India, it's like once, I don't know, now it keeps changing. The people are okay. But once you get married, the girl life is settled. They don't even think about the girl's career, women's career much, as much as they think importance, give importance to the
yes.
man, yeah, men's career. So it's very important. At least the husband is on, on track with us, like on board with us in this.
Yes,
So
yes, it is true. In India, Rohini, like the percentage of women who are going back to work after marriage is kind of in a declining phase. So in
yeah,
countries like Bangladesh, Bangladesh's economy is booming, right? You can see
okay,
that their women are going to work more
okay,
compared to India. Can you believe that? It's like we need to really do something about it. Like everyone watching this, please help in some way that you can to bring back our beautiful moms back to work. It's very important that they join the workforce with us to, because India is like a global economy now. We have to pull them together because we can't do this alone. Like you can't just have an economy where it's just like one person in the family is just going to work, and it's not going to help the family, it's not going to help the economy. Of course, some people do it by choice, like they want to be at home. Of course they do it, like, but I know a lot of people who wants to work, who wants to contribute, but they're not able to. That is sad. That needs to be changed. And really glad that like we had this chat, and a lot of people would get amazing insight from this, Rohini. One question that just got off my mind is like is regarding the pay scale, what people can expect. Say you had a job as a nurse, correct? Like
yes.
so just tell me, a fresher nurse versus fresher data analyst. So did you think your pay scale grew or did it shrink?
No, so the pay scale actually grew. So
Okay.
as a fresher, as a nurse, I was drawing very less. Like in India, nurses are paid low. That's a
Okay.
done deal, as in everyone knows that. But as a data analyst, my pay is way higher than what I was getting as a fresher, as a nurse,
Okay.
fresher nurse. There's a steep increase. Yeah.
That's really good to know, because data analyst roles generally pay decent. Like at least as a fresher, compared to the other fresher roles, data analyst fresher roles are a little bit more, let's say, in the higher end. And but once you become specialized, once you become a person who's supporting the decision makers, who becomes a decision maker, your pay goes really high. Like it can go until like 30 lakhs, 40 lakhs easily per annum. Like that's the level you can reach just as a data analyst. But once you start managing a team department, it goes further higher and higher.
Yeah.
So
The career trajectory is good in this field.
yes.
That's what I feel. Yeah.
Yeah. And another thing regarding the career trajectory, right? Once you enter the data field, you can also go as a data engineer later. You can go as a data scientist, machine learning engineer. All these options are open when you are interested to do more coding. But I preferred for myself that I would never become a person who codes. So that's why I
Mhm.
sticked around the data analytics space, but I grew within that space. I can see a lot
Okay.
of people doing that as well. So great. Only I think we have come to the end of this interview, and it was really amazing. I personally felt like I've learned a lot of new things, especially the one that you said
Okay.
about, you have to, do the challenge in front of your son to show them the way. That stuck
Okay.
with me. That really stuck with me, and I'm going to take it away. So thanks a
Okay.
lot for your time, Rohini, and
Thank,
I hope a lot of people will learn from your journey. And of course, folks, if you want to reach out to us, say congratulations or have some questions, I'm going to attach a LinkedIn profile in the description, so you can do that as well. Thank you,
okay.
Rohini. Take care.
Thank you, Hemanand. Thank you for hosting me. And I never in my wild dreams thought that I would get such an opportunity with Code Basics. And you are people who I admire. And without you, all people, whoever I have mentioned here, I would not have got this role, because you guys are doing a very great thing. Because I can't leave my son home and go to any university or enroll a course and study. I can't do that. Here, I can sit with my laptop. He's sleeping. I can sit near him and do all the projects. And at fingertips, it's like in a plate. It comes to me. And thank you so much for all the efforts and your energy. You're giving it to someone. Uh, and also, I have to say, I was always in a receiving end. So now I'm happy that something I'm giving it to the learning community. I don't know. I hope somebody gets inspired by this, or
Definitely.
somebody keep trying to get the job. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure, Rohini, a lot of people are going to get benefit from this. And
Okay.
at Code Basics, we are also launching a program to support moms to get them back to work. I'm pretty sure
Okay.
you're also going to contribute on that as well. So
Okay.
thanks a lot, Rohini. It was really, I would say, feel good interview,
Okay.
where you shared a lot of insights, and also a good gesture on thanking all the people that you mentioned, right, who are making this contribution to the community. That's a very good gesture. Okay, so great. Thank you. See you again. Bye.
Thank you, Himanand. Same here. Bye.
Folks, I hope you all found this interview really useful. A, if you are preparing for a data analyst job, and B, to have a positive outset in life. This is something I genuinely gained from talking to Rohini. So there are several takeaways from this interview. Let me list the key ones. Number one, if you are from a non-technical background, start with Excel and basic statistics, period. Number two, you have so many people to follow, but always follow the people who can give genuine advice, and those are the people who have the real industry experience. And number three, it is good enough to have guided projects on your resume, right? Those are good enough. Those can be counted as practical experience, provided you are able to explain them in a way, in a certain way. So there is a method called STAR method. We have made a video on that in this channel. You can check that out. Also check how Rohini has made a resume. Number four, you need to have multiple variants of your resume, not just one variant and use it to apply it for all the jobs. Not going to work, never. So you need to have multiple variants, and in that, one of that variant should be from your domain expertise. So you can pitch yourself as an experienced person, not as a fresher. Okay, that's important. Number five, the most important of all, if you are having a career break, during this career break, learn the right things to become a data analyst, because that's what is going to inspire your hiring manager to call you for the interview. And once they call you for the interview, they're going to ask you about the career break, why the career break happened, but what you did in the career break. That's more important. So you need to have the right learnings during the career break so you can talk and show it on the resume. Very important. Number six. So the number six ended up as, I would say, perhaps the most beautiful mental model I listened to in the recent times, that came out from Rohini. So what she said is like, of course, as a parent, you're going to have challenges. But this is an opportunity for you to win the challenge and show your child that giving up is not an option. That's a great mental model that I'm going to take away with me, and hope you are also going to take with you. And with this message, I wish you all the best. If you're a mom with a career break, or if you are anyone with a career break trying to break into data analytics, I hope this video is going to help you, and wish you all the best again.